Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about mixed martial arts. So striking on the ground, also known as ground and pound. So today we're going to look at some tips, how to use striking, elbows and knees in the side control position, as well as the mount position. So check it out. All right, so what we're going to do is start from the side control position. So I always want you guys to be aware if you're training with a grappling dummy, you don't have a real live training partner to practice with. Always be aware where the legs are, as well as where the body and head are, even the arms. You want to visualize that stuff. So now here, I want Alex to imagine the legs are here, the person's trying to recover the guard, or even from the bottom position, you always got to be aware that the person might try to strike you as well. It's not because they're on the bottom, they're not going to try to hit you in mixed martial arts or a real Vale Tudo fight, for example. So now, this person here is going to try to throw knees maybe at your body or face. So you want to be able to protect yourself here, frame the legs right here with your forearm. And now I want him to practice the drop down elbow from this side on the rib cage, boom, and then drop down elbow to the top side where the head is. And now I want him to switch his base. From there, the top leg is going to ram a knee right back to the head. So from here, that's the knee right here, right? You can do that several times, and then we're going to return back to our starting position by always keeping the pressure down and keeping our weight shifting to one side to the other into the Kesa from the side control position. So once again here, drop down elbow, that's called a 12 to 6 to the body. And on the opposite side, same thing, shift your weight, boom, and then we have our knee to the top, boom, perfect position. Notice how he's cupping the head. I like to just use my palm on the opposite side, that way the person doesn't move his face away, and that would be the knee strike landing to the head. All right, so one more time here, side control, drop down elbow to the top, switch your hips, control the top position, hold the head, and drop a knee, boom. And that's our first technique. Now again, from here, I want to demonstrate something. Sometimes when you are in the side control position, you want to switch to the Kesa. I mentioned earlier, always visualize what you're doing. So even though this is just a heavy bag, you want to visualize the opponent's arms, where they're going to be. So as an example, if Alex just laid down for a second here, and I had this position where I switched to the Kesa position, and from here, now, this is what I mean. Now you want to visualize this on your heavy bag, where you're holding the arm, where the head is. This is where you would be striking, but also this is where there's another arm here. So sometimes the arm might be here to protect. So if you try to strike, this arm is going to be protecting. So you don't want to be just striking the heavy bag, and not seeing in your mind what's happening. So if this is here now, and you just want to work on your striking, this could be pushed down, and now you're going to hold this with the opposite side, and now you would have your strikes. Right? If we worked elbows or knees, same thing. This knee would come to this side, but look, every time I throw this knee, this arm is in the way. So maybe now you push this arm down, and this is where the knee comes in, and you bring it back, right? So when you want to work on the grappling dummy, you want to visualize those little things. So now Alex is going to grab his bag once again, and just do one more repetition of always controlling there, but being aware of where you're holding the arms, now framing the legs, and now coming back into position. If you switch your base, boom, visualize that far side arm where you're trapping the wrist or holding the arm here. And now you can strike with punches or knees. That's it. All right, and the next technique what we're going to be looking at is from the side control position, popping into knee on belly. So from here, he's going to switch into knee on belly. And now I want him to train 3 strikes. So 1, 2, 3, or sometimes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then going back into his first transition of side control. So we're going to do that a few reps. Pop up, boom, 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 coming back down, controlling, and then popping back up, seeing exactly where he's at, and punching down with punches. That's the next position. Okay, next one, from the side control, we looked at the knee on belly position where we pop up here. Now we get a great controlling position for some strikes. And now I also want him to switch into the mount position, and from here, control here, and now go back up in an upright position and throw some strikes once again with the left and right punches. So we can always go 3 punches, 4 punches, or more, right? There's no set way of doing your punches in the ground and pound. It's just that you want to get a rhythm going. So when you're training, you always go into 3, 4s, or maybe 5s, or even single punches once in a while. But the thing is, always maintain your balance, always maintain your position from where you are. In this case, he's in the mount. He wants to be aware that as he postures up, the first reaction is going to be to get bumped over, right? The person is going to try to bridge him over. So he wants to ride that wave like you're riding a horse, controlling the rhythm, controlling that weight transfer from the person trying to bridge you off of them. And from there, you're going to throw your punches. So don't just train where you're just ramming your punches. A lot of times when people just train ground and pound or mixed martial arts, if they're not well trained, they just put a heavy bag on the ground, just ram punches all over the place. But you want to really visualize what you're doing and being understandable that if the person would be there, this would not be a bag, a real live opponent. That person's going to try to push you off of them, bump you off of them, even strike from the bottom. That happens as well, right? So from here, we're going to go back to the side control position, pop up into knee on belly. You have some punches from there open for you, and then transfer into the mount. And you also have more strikes opening up from this position as well. Sometimes you can go from an upright position and also from a very low, tight position with some short punches to the side. That works as well. Now the last position, we're going to put everything together, but now we're going to visualize the person also turn to their side where we're going to take the back, or the back mount I should say, and now the person is going to be belly down where you can start striking from the sides. Now I said from the side because once you have the back mount in mixed martial arts, you're not allowed to strike behind the head, right? So you want to be striking sideways. You know, sometimes we catch them on the temples, on the jawline, we catch them on the ears, right in the neck, stuff like that. But you can't strike on the top or the back of the head. So now we're going to transfer into the knee on belly. We have our punches from here. We go into the mount. We also have punches from there. And now we just pretend that the person started to shift and roll to the side a little bit. See how we follow here? And now we land into the back mount position. Boom. So it's just like the mount when you're training, but you're visualizing that the person now turned onto their front. So now you have their back from the back control or back mount. And then from here, we could start punching to the side, controlling them if they stay flat. And from an upright position, going from right to left sides, just sideways. But also visualize, like I said, that you can't punch directly in the front because that would be the back of the head. All right, so that's a great drill to practice on the grappling dummy as well. All right, guys, so there you have it. We had a great time with our friend Joe, a grappling dummy right here. Good training partner, always behaves. Guys, if you have a heavy bag or a grappling dummy like we do, this is a great tool to practice your drills solo, even if you're doing mixed martial arts, only jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. Get this on the ground, practice your striking. Even if you're someone who doesn't do mixed martial arts, just good conditioning as well to be aware of your striking onto the ground. It's a different conditioning than striking an upright heavy bag from the ceiling where you're doing your boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai training. This is a different ball game, so it takes more coordination, more understanding of your weight distribution when you're on the ground. So it's a great way to exercise as well, but we do it because Alex does real mixed martial arts and that's how we train. So guys, we wanted to share a couple of MMA stuff we do. So hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up, and if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe. We'll catch you
in the next video.
Take care.